Hello and welcome to this What New session. My name is Rasmus Wolf Jensen, and in this presentation I will take you through the major new things in B1 Usability Package 2015.03, which is the first release of this year. The biggest new feature in this new release is a completely new rewritten server component. And we have done this in order to be able to support SAP HANA. People in the past have known that we have had the schedules and the UFI and UFI scripts, and they were to run by the server component, but the data was actually stored in the database called BOY Common. So it was not stored in the databases themselves, and because of limitations on HANA that we cannot put on our own databases, we could not support HANA in this kind of way. So going forward now is that all these scripts will instead be stored inside each of the different databases. That gives the advantage of when you back up the database, you actually get the entire thing, not just the database, and then you had to take the BOY Common as well. And the server component will then ask every single one of the databases in order to run the different components, which can be exchange rates, B1 printer delivery, and such things. Just a quick note in terms of BOY Common, it's still there if you begin to use the plugin system of B1UP, which is still not supported on HANA, but if you only use schedules and scripts, you will not see this database anymore, and after migration, it's not needed anymore. During the rewrite, you also get a new wizard in order to set up the server component, which also in the process support MS SQL 2014. But else it should be quite familiar with the different testers and services, so you can start them. Second major thing that has happened in this release is that in the past, if you had certain SAP localizations, some localized modules came up. It was mostly for the Nordic, Denmark, Norway, and Finland. But we have now taken these away, and the main reason we have done this is for you to get better performance, so you don't need to add these fields even if you are not using them. And also it offers more flexibility, because normally such tools as these localized modules are only used in a few of the persons inside the company. So now you can actually, instead of having just one single add-on, you now have two add-ons. Nordic Pack is not provided into the usability package itself. It's not a part of it, but if you used it in the past, contact us and we'll figure out what will happen going forward. But right now they're taken away. Not a big deal for most people, but in general you just get better performance by not running these modules behind the scenes. Moving on to support of MS SQL 2014, which SAP added support for in SAP Business One 9.1. So if you're running that, you are now able to install your databases on that version and be able to run B1UP out of the box. Another module we have enhanced in this version is in Master Data Manager, where we have provided a brand new payment data manager as well. It deals with incoming and outgoing payments, and the major feature is that you can now batch cancel some payments. So many of you have probably had the scenario where we have made a bunch of incoming or outgoing payments using an add-on or using the different wizards in SAP Business One, and for some reason they were all incorrect, or some of them were incorrect, and you needed to go to every single one of them, right click and say cancel. So now you can use this manager, list them, select them, and batch cancel the selected payments. It has a few other small features like UDFs and some header fields, but the big part of it is to be able to cancel the documents. Moving on to B1 Printer Delivery, we have a few new quality of life features. For example, the report action is now able to, in the past you had the Outlook and you had the option to either send directly or save as draft. Now we have the little nice option as well to save the draft and actually open that draft, so you don't need to go to Outlook yourself and open it afterwards. So if you are on a sales order, press it and it will then pop up with that new message. Other small quality of life features is that we have now added mass export and import for crystal report definitions and the report configurations. Final area I want to highlight is in universal functions, where the macro have received a new command, which is sort column. So you are able to take any kind of column in Business One and sort them either ascending or descending. In the past you needed to write a bit of code in dynamic code in order to do this. Now we have it out of the box. And the other major highly requested feature is in single report, where you now have the option, if you make an SAP UDO, user defined object, you couldn't select anything back using the select back features. This has now been added as support, so you are able to do such scenarios where you need to select back multiple items or business partners or whatever the UDO have of data. And with that, I would like to thank you for attending this session. As always, B1UP is now ready for download at www.boyum-it.com/sbo. And in order to run that specific version, you need to have paid the 2015 maintenance. You need to have SAP 9.0 or 9.1, and you need to be able to run .NET Framework 4.0. So thank you for attending this session.